We got to watch what we eat. We got to pay attention to our body, and we got to treat our body like we treat our shoes, our car, all that stuff that we love. We need to treat our body that way. You only get one. You can't go to the mall and buy another one. And they're not doing that yet.
I'm Amy the Seventh with a message. And it's all relevant knowledge, intelligence, beauty, elegance, wisdom in a prism. Free your brain from the prison. Be kind, be significant. Time to listen in. Be kind, be significant, live magnificent. It's time to listen in. Be kind, be significant. Time to listen in. What's up, everyone? It's your lady, Amy the Seventh, with another episode of Pretty Woman Speaks, and I have my coworker, my homeboy in the building. This is Marcus Jackson. He and I work together in Toledo, and I was just randomly having a conversation with him, and his story is just amazing, and I wanted to share, a tall tale of just making sure that you're taking care of yourself early on in your life, so that you can avoid some of the pitfalls that he had to undertake. So before we get into the story of Marcus, say what's up to everyone.
Hey, how y'all doing?
So my understanding, Marcus has a degree in audio production. I've been wanting him to make some beats for me because I think I'm a rapper. If y'all hear my podcast in the beginning, I have a whole track, a whole rap song that I laid down. Okay. So I think I'm hot. I got a hot 16 for you, Marcus.
All right, okay, we gonna see.
And so when I was talking to Marcus, looking at him, that's the funny thing about life is that you can never tell people's scars, what they've been through by looking at them. And I think that's, a double-edged sword, because oftentimes when people don't know what you went through and they just look at you and they think that you are right, it could, people will address you in a way and they'll be like, hold up, sir. I know I look fine, but I just survived a near deadly accident. That's what I would tell people, because sometimes my homegirls ask me to do things and I'll say, do y'all remember I was just in a wheelchair a year ago? And they'll be like, no, I don't remember, because looking at you, I kind of forgot. And so, do you have those same things too?
Oh my God, I really do. And a lot of times, once I tell somebody, what's actually going on with me, they always say, I would have never knew if you never said nothing. But to me, I feel like the whole world can see, like with the nerve damage in my legs when I developed drop foot. It's embarrassing, to me. But I see the way I walk. But it's funny how a lot of times people be like, oh, I didn't really notice nothing. I think sometimes it's mental, but yes, that does happen to me.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is mental, because you remember yourself post all the issues you've had. And then your body or someone else may remind you that, oh, champ, there's been some changes in your life.
Yeah, definitely. That was the biggest blow to me, was I wasn't born this way. I'm not saying it's any easier for anybody who's born with the condition that they have. I'm saying it's just kind of a whirlwind. When it hits you, you were this way and now you're this way. So you have to recalculate everything you've ever done in order to fit this new you. A person who's born with it, they've had years to, accommodate, different things and get used to it. But when it happens to you out of the blue, you have to reform. And I think that's the biggest blow. Yeah.
Very true. So reading your bio, you said that in 2019, you received news that you had kidney failure, and then you had a period of time on dialysis. Can you kind of tell me, how did you feel in that moment when you realized that you had kidney failure? And then also, how old were you when you got that news?
So I am 40 years old right now. So what's this, 24?
Yeah. So it's been about
So I
five
was
years.
37, I believe.
Okay.
Okay. About 37. Yeah. Um, it. I cried when they called me. So I was sitting by the water, um, and I had just left a doctor's appointment, and I was sitting by the water. And they called my phone, said, "Hey, the numbers on your kidneys are really bad. You have to come into the emergency room today. We have to start dialysis on you immediately." And I remember just sitting in the car like, I got to battle again. Like I got another fight. You know what I mean? After so many fights, you get tired. I'm a human being. You know what I mean? And I was just like, at that moment, I was fed. I was just like, I'm done. Like this is, and that's the hard part about dealing with a lot is you have to keep powering up. And you get tired of powering up all the time. You keep like, I'm done. People be like, oh man, you're the strongest person I know. But you be like, don't forget I'm a human. So
That's very true. Remembering that you are human. I think that kind of gets lost when people look at you and they see that you're a big guy. Like I said, just looking at you, you cannot tell that you've been through some of those things. And so there's like, oh, he's going to take a hit and keep on ticking. And it's like, nah, I'm tired of taking
yeah,
hits.
I'm tired, man.
Yeah. No, that's very true. So I know that you were on dialysis for a period of time, but then you had an opportunity to have a kidney transplant, right?
Right, I did. So here's the thing. While I started dialysis in 2019, I did dialysis for 2.5 years, right? But in 2020, let me start by how the kidney failure happened, real
Okay.
quick.
Sure.
So in 2018, I had to get a stent put in my heart. I had a valve that was clogged, or wasn't getting any blood, so they put a stent in there to open it up. They had to use an ink that damages kidneys so they could see inside. And they told me, they said, hey, either this ink is going to really damage your kidneys or it won't. But if it does, your numbers are going to get real bad. It was already on the downfall. They gave me the ink and it crashed my kidneys. All that happened because of diabetes that I got diagnosed with when I was 19. And being younger, getting diagnosed with diabetes at 19. I mean, you out here kicking it. I was a rapper. I'm out in all the spots. I'm having fun. I'm not listening to no doctor talking about don't eat this, don't eat that. And it was vital for me at that moment to listen, but I didn't because I didn't know how serious and how quiet of a deadly disease diabetes is. It's very quiet. It's sneaky. You think you feeling good, and the inside is putting acid in your blood. It's damaging your organs, and you don't even feel it yet. Till you start having these issues. So but yeah. So in 2020, I had to get a triple bypass heart surgery. Right. On top of being on dialysis. So I'm on dialysis while I'm getting a triple bypass heart surgery. So I had to heal from the heart surgery while going to dialysis. Now, dialysis, you feel like trash when you get out of there. I used to get out of dialysis. I tried to go to work when I first started on dialysis, and it just didn't work. I had nothing left. You just feel empty. So, I had to get the bypass heart surgery, heal from that on dialysis, and then finally in 2022, I got the phone call about the kidney.
So how did you feel? Let's start here. Did you feel like you would have an opportunity to get a new kidney when they first introduced the possibility?
Um, so I had to do, man, getting the kidney is a lot of work. If you out there right now and you want to get one, please make sure that you are doing it's a lot of tasks. It's going to be tiring. You got to do 550 million things in order for them to put you on the list to get the kidney. So I'm telling you right now, it's a long haul, but if you do everything you're supposed to do, you'll be fine. So I didn't know how long it was gonna take to get one. I was just at that moment, I told myself I can't stress anymore. I'm already got heart issues. I gotta chill out. So the thing is, um, we gotta ride the wave and we gotta pray. They said you could get a kidney. We don't know how long, but now is the time for prayer to come out, and we got to just ride the wave instead of stressing out about it. Now we got to put it in His hands. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to step back and you got to be like, all right, I'm giving it to you. You know what I mean? So that's how I felt.
Definitely. So really tapping into the creator, the higher power, really helped you keep faith during the journey of not knowing whether or not a kidney would come through for you.
Right? Yeah, that was big. Man, if I'm telling you, if a lot more people prayed, I really feel like the world would be less violent, because something about that prayer, when you pray, like when you really pray, it brings such calmness to you, and it also makes you feel like you have a I know when I get done praying, I feel like I just put on a metal jacket, like I'm shielded. You know what I mean? That's how I
Mm-hmm.
feel after I pray, like I've shielded myself. And yeah, that got me through. I'm telling you right now, that really got me through.
And so when you got the call that you had a kidney donor, walk me through how you were feeling during those moments.
Um I was it happened so fast because they tell you when we give you a call about a kidney, you have to like come. You had to have a bag ready, a packed bag, just in case you got the phone call. So when the phone call came, I was just texting everybody. You know what I mean? I just couldn't
Mm-hmm.
believe it. I was just texting everybody, and I was scared as hell because I was like, "Oh, another surgery. I don't like surgery. I'm not a fan of surgery. I don't like when somebody else can put me to sleep. I'll put myself to sleep. I don't like somebody else." They talk to you all soft at first, and then just go ahead and relax. I don't like that. I don't like that. So, so I was like, man, I got to do another surgery. I was like, I'm gonna get through it. I got done with the surgery. I made it through, and you know,
So
a
let
couple
me,
bumps in the road here and there. I just dealt with a rejection last year, but
okay.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, everybody out there, you're not gonna have a kidney that's fresh, like a fresh kidney. It's not gonna be a brand new kidney out the box because they don't make kidneys. you know, Kidneys come from people. So, they're not created. So it's not going to be a super extra perfect kidney. My kidney actually had a nick in it. They told me this. They asked me if I still want it. So they will ask you, they'll tell you what's wrong with it. And you have the option to say no, I don't want it. And you can wait for one that you might think is better, but it's not going to be perfect, just to let you know that. And the things that come with it are not going to be perfect either, because I had a kidney rejection, and it's not because of what I wasn't doing. It just happens. Hey, yo, listen up. I just wanted to pop on here real quick, do a little update. I'm in the hospital. I'll be out in a couple of days. My kidney started to do a small rejection, but we caught it early. I'm getting treated for it. I'll be back to where I was. I'll be back to doing what I do. And like I said, the hardest part is when you fall down, but you got to make that decision whether you want to stay down or you want to get up. I choose to get up, so I'll be back. Just wanted to update everybody, and I want to say thank you for everybody who checked in on me and who's been checking in. And we'll be right back to business. Stay mad, motivated, and dedicated. Peace. Sometimes your body just recognizes something that's there that wasn't there, and that's our natural body's job to defend itself. And that's how kidney rejection happens.
And so when you had this kidney rejection, kind of what type of treatment did you have to go through in order to have your body calm down and say, "Hey, sir, this is for our benefit"?
So the creatinine level is what they look for the kidney, that creatinine. Um, and that number should be. I want to get this right. It shouldn't be past 3.5. Um, that's when it's starting to creep up there. And then you got to start dialysis when it's hit like 11 and stuff like that. But honestly, it shouldn't be past 4, 5, 6, 7 or none of that. So yeah, with the creatinine level, that's what that is what that's what lets them know, how bad the kidney is. So
Okay.
yeah.
And
So
so,
anyway, once
yeah.
once they offer you the kidney, it's not gonna be perfect. That just comes with the territory.
And so, like, was there medicine that was given to you? I'm trying to understand, how did they stop your body from rejecting your kidney?
Okay, so when I got in there, I had to they had the Red Cross come to the hospital. So I had to do this treatment where it's not dialysis, but it's kind of like dialysis. They hook me up to a machine and they suck all the blood out of my body, but they rinse the blood. They like clean it and it removes plasma or something like that. I don't want to get it wrong because
Yeah.
I don't use the
Okay.
machine.
So
I don't know about it.
basically, they sterilize your blood in a
Yeah,
sense.
they was like cleaning it, trying to get the creatinine numbers to come down because that was the most important thing.
Okay.
I had to do those treatments. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the treatment.
Oh, you're fine.
And then after that, I am now doing a small 30-minute treatment every 2 weeks, and it's just it go on my IV.
Okay.
So I'm not on dialysis. Thank you. I don't like dialysis. But the treatment is 30 minutes. I go in there, I'm out of there. So that's what I'm doing now.
That's way better than 3, 4 hours hooked up to a machine several times out the week. And I had
Yeah.
an uncle that went through dialysis, and the vein that they expand in your arm is just um
Oh man.
it's just a painstaking process. And so, listening to you, at 19, you were diagnosed with diabetes, excuse me. You also said that you went through a period of time where you just did what you wanted to do, and there's no fault there because you're young, and that's what young people do. Young people live how they see fit. And then, from those decisions, it led to you having a triple heart bypass, getting a stent in your heart, um, kidney failure, dialysis, a transplant, and then you also have nerve damage. All of this by the age of 40. What is your message to young men, especially young black men? We know that young black men, unfortunately, their life expectancy is 64 years old. What advice message do you have for young men who are ignoring their signs right now?
So my message is you don't want to do that because you might feel okay right now, but you're gonna pay for it. And once it starts, it keeps on going. It keeps on going, right? The thing is, just be careful about. Now, I'm not a food doctor or whatever you call nutritionist or anything like that, but I do know that things like corn syrup and added sugars and stay away from stuff like that. If you looking at the back of something and it says it has sugar in it, it's probably just natural sugar from whatever fruit it is. There's two different types of sugar. You don't want the added sugar. That means if they put apples and peaches in it and it already had 27 grams of sugar, and then you look and it says 36 grams of added sugar, that means that on top of the natural sugar, they put in some other stuff that we don't even know if it's sugar or not. They just call it sugar. So that's all in the food. I grew up in the hood. So our grocery stores had, you know, crap in it. They ain't had, we didn't see any fresh markets, or I didn't see any vitamin store. I didn't see anything healthy around my neighborhood. I still remember there's Little Caesars right here. There's a 7-Eleven down the street. You got the Rallies right here. You got the liquor store down the street. There's another liquor store. It was nothing healthy about where I grew up. That right there is a big problem. They don't really teach it in school for real, because then they're not even really telling the truth about the food pyramid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to really do some research and get ourselves mentally prepared and teach. And we got to teach, because my mom didn't know. She was just trying to make it. We had ramen noodles, you know what I'm saying? And she cooked with that lard grease. You pop the can open and scoop it out.
I
That's
remember.
what my mama cooked pork chops with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we ate like that because pork chops cheap. Shit is Hamburger Helper is cheap. You can feed 4 kids in one box. You know what I mean? We just trying to make it, and we don't realize how much sodium is in the Hamburger Helper, number one. Then on top of that, what else we want? We want Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. So we done ate all this starch from this Hamburger Helper, number one. Whole bunch of sodium. And now you're
sugar.
about to drown yourself with God knows what is in that powder that we was sucking down. Plus, on top of that chemical that's in the Kool-Aid, you are now adding sugar. There you go. And that's how we start developing these issues while we growing up, because we was trying to survive off of what we could afford. It's really expensive to eat good. I eat good, but I hate it. I wish I could go. I can't stand when I grocery shop, because it's so many things I can't have that would save me money. You know what I mean? But I can't have it. If I could buy 6 boxes of ramen noodles, I will be tearing some ramen noodles up to save some money. But it will mess me up, and I will be in the hospital. So we got to watch what we eat. We got to pay attention to our body, and we got to treat our body like we treat our shoes, our car, all that stuff that we love. We need to treat our body that way. You only get one. You can't go to the mall and buy another one, and they're not doing that yet. So I said yet.
Right.
But
That's true.
Man, listen. But just watch yourself, and hey man, make a choice, right? If you gonna get a burger, if you at a restaurant somewhere, you like, man, I want a burger. That's cool. Get the burger. Besides the fries, I promise you, there's so many good side dishes. Like, I'm telling you, broccoli with a burger is amazing. You know what I'm saying? And you can season broccoli how you want it, but get you some broccoli. You already got the burger, And then on top of that, do something like lemon water. Just make small, so you ain't got to change everything. Just at a meal, just make sure you're paying attention. I wish I knew that when I was younger. I wish somebody would have educated me and said, hey, because, I had the studio in my basement. My friends would be over at 4 o'clock in the morning. And my mom was so dope because she didn't care. We in the basement making all this racket. And she was just always, I had my equipment in her front room. I had studio sessions in my mama's front room. And she would just be cool with it, and that's amazing. God bless her soul, man. But yeah, we will be up, we up making music. Here we go. Y'all want to eat? Yeah. We walk around the corner to 7-Eleven. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. We making 7-Eleven nachos and chili dogs, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get the Fago. You know what I mean? We eating this at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And we don't even realize what we just put in our body. We don't even know what that cheese is made out of. Is that really chili? Is that even a hot dog for real? And what kind of bun is this?
That's so true.
You know what I mean? So just be mindful.
No, I mean, you said a lot. A lot of people that I've interviewed, I talked to this one girl in Memphis, and she talked about the gravity of food deserts. especially in black and brown neighborhoods. And you were mentioning how, it's just the liquor stores and convenience stores, but nothing fresh. And sadly, 30 years later, it's still the same thing and still the same problem. Probably in the area that you grew up in, there's been no changes there, and therefore the problem is going to continue to the next generation. So I'm hoping that with telling your story, there's a cautionary tale there of making sure you watch what you put in your body, and the breakdown of your body can start early on. There's no age definement when it comes to your body not measuring up, not performing in the functions that it needs to do. So I'm glad that you're expressing this. But what I'm really elated out of all of your experience is that you were able to birth something that shows that you're a fighter. And I want to learn a little bit more about your brand called Mad, Motivated, and Dedicated, and how, you're spreading positive messages after all that you've been through.
Yeah. So I started the brand. Um, I was started with wristbands, right? So I came up with the Mad, Motivated, and Dedicated, and I was like, I bought like 200 wristbands. And I put stay mad, motivated, and dedicated on the wristbands. And I just passed them out. I would be at a gas station. I'd be like, hey, how you doing? And I just give them to them, right? And I would run into these people. And then, hey, I got the wristband. You know what I mean? They was showing, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then somebody came up to me like, mine's is fading. I didn't realize that I need to order the wristbands, not with print, but the imprint, right? So I changed them up, and then somebody was like, you make shirts? And I was like, wait a minute. I do now. You know what I mean? So then I started with the shirts, but the brand itself is not, I always say this, it's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. It's not just, oh, look what I'm rocking. It makes, when you wear this, I know I wear it all the time, and when I have it on, I feel like I'm just in another zone. I'm motivated and I'm dedicated. You can't have one without the other one, right?
Yeah.
So you could be motivated, but you got to be dedicated to the motivation. You know what I mean? So you can't have one without the other one. Both of them really matter, and it was the light in my tunnel. Yeah. Hey, yo, listen up. I know you tired. I know you worn out. I know you keep putting in and putting in and putting in, and it feel like you get nothing back. It feel like you keep investing and you getting nothing back. Well, let me tell you something. You sit at that slot machine and you keep putting them quarters in. You keep popping them in. You keep popping them in, and you keep pulling that lever, you gon' hit. You sit in that gym and you keep shooting them shots. You keep shooting them, you gon' make it. But if you get up from that slot machine, somebody else gon' sit down, put that quarter in, they gon' pull that lever, and jackpot. I'm telling you right now, keep investing in yourself. Don't give up. Don't quit. Stay mad, motivated, and dedicated. Peace.
You know, Midwest Kids is taking off, and the guy that started it is right there from Toledo. So you can have the opportunity for your brand to go international, stay across country, and I'm looking forward to you spreading that message of staying motivated and dedicated and continuing this on. Where can people find your brand? Where can they learn more about you if they want beats made? Shout out to where we can learn more about you, Marcus.
Well, I'm on Instagram a lot. I love Instagram. I don't know why. That's if you looking for me. If I'm not at work, I'm on Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram at livemad419. So LIVEMAD 419. That's my Instagram. The page for my shirts is tagged right in the bio. So all you gotta do is click that and you can follow the page. I'm also redeveloping my website is getmadwear.com. that will be up and running again. I'm gonna make some changes. I had a eureka, so I'm gonna make some changes on there. But if you really, really, really want to order like a hoodie or a shirt, and you like, I just need one right now, just contact me on Instagram. Contact me on Instagram, and that I will be mailed out right to you. So there it is.
All right. Well, y'all, this is my coworker and a dear friend of mine that he has become, Marcus Jackson, straight out of Toledo, Glass City,
Yeah.
Ohio. Y'all better represent. Thank you so much for coming on my show and sharing your story. I really hope that from your story, people will learn to watch what they put in their body and take better care of themselves and understand that age is no indication of lifespan or healthiness. That is the biggest thing that I've learned from you. And Marcus, before you go, just say goodbye to everyone so we can close it out.
All right, everybody. Have a good one. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mind. Take care of your body. But most important, take care of your mind first.
Amen. Amen. This is another episode of Amy the Seven. You can tune in each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Check me out at tayharborstudios.com/Amy the Seventh for all of the streaming platforms that I have. Until next time, everyone. Peace and love.
Peace.
Exists, so listen to this. I'm Amy the Seventh with a message.